Salvation really did the right thing for the money, we wouldn't have people on the street. Salvation Army and the profiteer. Raining out, so also might like to get practice on it. Once there was a joke that one drop of water got into awesome drivers to wreck. One raindrop and it'll hit a guardrail. Audio mics and volume or whatever they are. I'm in control of that. You have full control. You need to put headphones on, increase your volume. Yeah, it's a boring stop. There's a carry stop. There's no traffic. Not a traffic stop. FYI, you gotta have a car before it's a traffic stop. This is a carry stop. Pedestrian carry stop. Even though traffic stops, carry stops are a lot of money. This is part of the racial profiling. APD does, and disappearing people of color into jails and making sure that they'll never get good paying jobs. Austin's police's slogan should be white people only. That's what the slogan should be. Adam Raposa was right about that. Police for the racial horns in our society. Salvation Army trucks to set your stuff to sell so they can make money. You barely help the homeless, barely help the poor. Exactly. One day, American people will fight corruption instead of supporting it. Fight systemic racism and individual racism instead of supporting it. We're hoping the American people get less Nazis, get less MAGA. And we're hoping the American people will rise up against Nazis and MAGA and against this racism that's been going on for 500 years. Even though America's only 150 years old, it's still been colonized and sanctified for 500 years. We're hoping that we can make America indigenous again. Or at least that's the right to assimilating our culture instead of trying to kill the Indians. Some Buffalo soldiers, bad cops after it. It hasn't changed. 150 years, same shit, different day. We're just sick of this crap. This man would rather be doing something else besides talking to the cops. And Dog the Bounty Hunter's fun. Wanted to throw that out there. So, you need to know your rights. If a man doesn't know his rights, does not exercise them properly. You have a right to be free in America. It's a democratic republic. You have a right to not talk to police. You have a right to not engage the police. If there's no crime, reasonable articulate suspicion, RAS, RAS, if there's no RAS, they can't articulate, they can't tell you what your crime is, you're being investigated for, then you should not talk to the police. Any lawyer will tell you that. The police are not your friends. They're domestic terrorists that are always stalking people of color and the poor. They stalk veterans, they stalk women, they stalk disabled people, they stalk people that are unhoused. They stalk them instead of stalking the rich. They're supplying. Rich people commit crimes. Who do you think trafficking the kids? Poor people or rich people? Think about this shit. So instead of investigating pedophiles like Trump and all these administrations, all of them, not just the Trump administration, all these other cops, instead of investigating sex trafficking and killer cult sex rings, they do this. It's what they got to do with their time. Because their masters allow it. So if you don't think your city council, your government's involved in the genocide of people of color, the genocide of different various minority groups, even military people, especially military people of color, then what happens? Yeah, mine's a road mine, and it's pointing at the road. But it's going over there, so I'm just talking from behind. So yeah, it's going to be that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to take sound down. I wasn't trying to talk to it out. But if that's what you guys need, I'll talk to you. I mean, what kind of person thinks that there's a traffic stop without a car? And it's obviously a man standing there. You don't see a car? It's not a traffic stop. It's a Perry stop. So look up Perry versus Ohio. Look up the current case law, and you'll find that most of these stops are lawful. They're a violation of the Constitution, the 4th, 14th, and 8th Amendments. Actually, the 4th Amendment, 5th Amendment. The 4th Amendment gives you the right to be free from undue restriction of speech. This is the undue restriction of speech unless they have a suspicion. Usually they're just finding people. They've been doing the ICE work before there wasn't. Okay, let's prove that. Number 2, the 5th Amendment gives you the right to be the court keeps expecting during the person in effect. So your property, your person from undue search and seizure, which includes false arrest, fishing expedition, all that stuff that cops normally do, fishing officers, I don't know. Number 2, you have a 5th Amendment right to not self-incriminate. You don't have to speak to police. You don't have to produce an ID and prove arrest. There's lawyers that probably tell you they don't even use that. privacy is your privacy in a democratic republic. That means you, everybody that's not listening. That means everybody. We all share rights. So when one of us is oppressed, we're all oppressed. Some of us are standing up. There's another lady going with her in front of the police car. If I did that, if I was anywhere near there, they would run me away. But I'm not for that crap right now. I work within the law to secure your right, secure the person's right to care. I work with the law. The rest of you guys think that the cops can do whatever they want. It's no big deal. Y'all are the ones that are against the law. Y'all aren't working. You don't respect the law and the Constitution. You don't respect yourself. You don't respect others. You don't respect others. You don't respect yourself. So uphold your rights, exercise your selection rights, learn your rights, stop walking around, even talking like law, order, and fashion, all things together. Separate your law from fashion. Separate your law from what separate your law from Nazi mad bullshit. Get your ethics and learn what they told you on podcast. That's all bullshit. If you didn't know all that stuff on TV, all that media, bullshit. I also want to say, if you think that this man's having a boring time today, you're wrong. He's actually having a lot of stress, increased heart rate, and it's taking years away from his life, the stress and the PTSD. He's constantly coming after it. That's what happens to people. It decreases our ability to be free and to thrive, to be targeted by police for our skin color, for our melanin. Nobody can change the way they're born. You understand that, right? Michael Jackson, most of us can't change the way the color of our skin. So it's really not right for white people to send their cops to target. And that's what's going on. I know people want to deal with race and stuff. These are race issues. We just had Martin Luther King Celebration Day 2 days ago, and already I want to ignore what he was saying. I'm trying to tell you this. I'm not telling you anything different than other than Malcolm X, than Cesar Chavez, than Martin Luther King, the Honorable Reverend Dr. Martin King Jr. said. It's a long name. Let's get it all right. You gotta deal with these issues, man. You gotta deal with these issues. The American church from this race hate, this hate of people of color by whites, perpetrated by Europeans, part of the colonial afterbirth that dripped down the colonists' legs and came to this land, stole this land. So, y'all been trying to erase indigenous people and people that y'all stole from their land and brought here to be slaves. Y'all been trying to erase it forever. We're obviously not going anywhere. Y'all, I know why y'all want to keep. I know why the government, the elite, want to keep us down. They want to have a working class that'll work for cheap because we have criminal records and dark skin. Let he among you who hath no sin cast the first stone. So show me the people that have never committed a crime, and I'll just laugh. They have to be contained in ice. They have to be in that yeah. They'd have to be under constitution. Because the laws apply the rest of the court. Rich people commit crimes, but it's not detected. It's not in the record. When poor people do anything, walk down the road, drive a car, put our shoes on, walk outside, another law. Walking across the street, another law. Filming the police, another law. Let's just make a million laws and make sure you're not free. If we're not free, you're not free. We should, right? I think that's kind of the point that you should probably listen to people like, oh, you're not doing about my rights. But your rights are affected and my rights are affected. When this man's rights are affected, your rights are affected, my rights are affected. We're all linked together in our rights, arm to arm, under the Constitution in this country. And if the Constitution's not going to be upheld, then we're going to live under a new civil order. Watch what happens when it's not the Constitution. It's going to be bad before it can be good. And that's what I'm saying. The Constitution, Trump and his idiots, Biden and his idiots, Obama and his idiots, and W and his idiots, all these Clinton and their idiots, they've all been wiping our constitutional rights away. And none of them defended us in the police. Not one of them stopped this racial profiling in officers. Think about a society where people can just drive around and walk around and be free. That's the society you were born into. You thought you were raised in. And here we are in 2026, wondering what's wrong with this picture. It's cool. It's all cool. It's all honky-dory. It's all honky-no-dory. You know what I'm saying. I don't mean to be critical, but like, you guys need to take these Gary stops seriously. You guys need to get out here. You guys need to defend your community. Get rid of the police. I'm not talking about defund because we already tried that, and they passed a law in Texas. You can't defund the police. You can give them as many raises as you want, but you'll never be able to lower it if their standards don't meet the public's expectations. And they don't. There's zero confidence. Most of the cops over here, they get the gloves on this and they go hands on. What the cops do, they go hands on. What's about to happen? About to grab them up? Are they going to grab them up or what? I hope they don't. I hope they don't arrest this man. Am I threatening them? Looking in his bag, he's got a white bag. Three of them. Female brown cops sold out. 2 white male cops. Same as always. Who's it ever was. This was happening in the 1800s, 1900s, and it's happening now. 200 some odd years of this crap. Welcome to America, y'all. Enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. And this is going to be a long one. When this man got arrested, he got arrested. It took him a long time to figure out what to charge him. Or look for a warrant or whatever. I thought there was only 2. That's 3. These female cops are dangerous. These brown and black cops are dangerous. Because they sell out. They don't care. They have zero ethics and morals. They worship authority and a tax paycheck to attack Americans. To go after Americans. This isn't ICE, y'all. This is just the normal racist cops. Which are basically there's a new ICE and there's the old ICE. This is the old ICE. The new ICE y'all are all excited about. That's just the new cops. It's just the next level of fashion. The next level of slave control. This is all the slave control. And brown and black people, you're not your slaves. You understand that? We come from royalty that's over. Our cultures are over. I hope you know that. We weren't living in caves. We were living in pyramids. Think about that. Think about the Egyptians. Think about Jesus. Is he white? If you think Jesus is white, you need to go back to church and repent. There's one reason Jesus can't come back for all you Christians. He's not coming back because the police and ICE would kill him. They would call him an alien. They would call him an immigrant. They would call Jesus an illegal. That's how stupid y'all are. Y'all aren't Christians. If you hate people of color, if you hate the homeless, if you hate poor people, it's all the same. The ones marginalized community members that have been like targeted by redlining and every other type of unfair practice. You can go to the rich areas of Austin and they got nice parks, pools are open and all that. You go to the poor areas, our pools are closed, most of our pools are closed, the streets are crappy, the schools are crappy. The investment that the community does, the white community does, and the rich white community does in Austin, and the city council, and the county, it's in Texas, it marginalizes communities and keeps people down. And we're supposed to be able to have our life, liberty, and freedom, and we're supposed to be able to thrive. We're supposed to be able to rise up. We're not supposed to be kept down by hyper-policing communities of color. No, cars in the way. Can't see nothing. Can't help. So what's going on? I'm waiting for the light to change. So another thing about filming is you might have to like, it's a little hard for the process. They're really not against the bot, not getting out, going over there. I'm like, all over there because I don't want to go. That's go to the jail. Back to the car. They're going to take him to the downtown jail. He'll be booked. He'll be stripped of his rights. They don't believe him for Sheriff Travis County. Sally Hernandez is a disgrace. She's a white lady. Her name is She's a disgrace. She's insane. Fucking clinically fucking look at her. I just saw her on TV yesterday talking about how they don't work with ICE. They work with ICE. The sheriff's been with them. The sheriff is all these cops basically are. Think of ICE as like racially profiling, illegally detaining, stripping people of color of their rights. That's what the police are, all of them, including Sheriff Hernandez. Oath breakers. They swore an oath to the Constitution. The Constitution originally only applied to white landowning men, okay? Not the Native American Constitution, but only was created with Freemason County. But at this stage of constitutional law in 2026, it applies to all of them, including immigrants, including undocumented people, including all the working class, not just the elites that own land. So here we are, watching an unconstitutional action. I'll check the live chat now. No comment? Okay. I'm not going to say it's not boring. It looks boring, but it's not boring. But this man's having a life-changing event today, and he's not getting a promotion at work. He might lose his job. He might lose his kids. The system is so complex that it just continues to target. Like, I have a huge criminal history. I'm doing this work, bringing this work to you. I have a huge criminal history. Even though I've won every single case. I started filming every single retaliation case. You have to get 22 cases in a row, 13 arrests in a row. But it's all, I got 13 arrests on my record. So they continue to like prevent you from getting jobs, prevent you, if I had kids, they would try to take my kids, like all that kind of stuff. It's cool. Sit back, drink your coffee. do, he's already arrested. And disappeared from work, disappeared from society, disappeared from his family, disappeared from just being free. But hey, it's a boring traffic stop. He doesn't have a car. He's not driving a car. He's just on foot with a white bag, clothes. They're going through clothes right now. This is what you need your cops to get. So these cops are making like $75,000 at least. There's a corporal there, she's probably making 90, 100,000. You know, cops are not, especially cops are not safe at APD. There was a case recently that was brought before the federal courts of a female brown Latina police officer, like 14 years, 17 years, something like that, of APD, and the accusations are that the police coworkers set up a scene, did a fake suicide after 14 beating, raping, and murder. That's the accusation. A family member. They also mutilated medical family that were mutilated and wrongly documented. There's a lot of corruption. Let's not investigate that. Let's look at this guy. This guy's a problem. I'm a problem. Okay. Who has a no contact? Oh, APD has a no contact. No contact. Well, I got some no contact documentation down in the hospital lines. They're not supposed to talk to me, they're still talking to me. They're basically fraudulent police, but I'm not sure what a no contact order exactly is. I want to describe it. I don't know exactly what that would be like a restraining order. The police can't, like, it works two ways. If the police did a restraining order, they wouldn't be able to contact them. They'd have to stay a certain distance. No judge, I don't think a judge would sign that. So I'd be more interested in, like, if a judge did that, what, like, how that works, what exactly is it really called a no contact order, or is it a restraining order, or there's another order. They do it for camera. So yeah, I don't know. I'm glad y'all can hear me better. I know the audio is not the best. It's the best I can do right now. I don't have any control over the audio volume except for speaking up or reorienting the mic. I'm just glad there's audio. Because I've had so many audio problems when switching phones and having to use a key to headphone jack or key to any micro whatever stereo jack converter or adapter dongle thing. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the audio might be there. Turn up your head. There's another stop right there. You guys can get to know that. There's also a stop right there in that SUV. The push bar kind of gives it away. They'll have extra lights and stuff. But there's cops and marks everywhere. They're all over the place. Everybody wants to be a cop, apparently. Everybody wants to have power over other people. What if we just let these people freak along? That'd be too much. I'm just lucky to have this setup. It's actually, yeah. It's cool. I'll tell you what, I'll turn my volume up when you call the police and tell them to quit. You guys get these cops to quit, and I won't even have to. APD sucks. The life out of the community. At times. Salvation Army bullshit. Another profit stream. Got all these nice trucks. That truck's 40 grand. 30 grand at least. 2500 HD Dodge. Nice trailer, all brand new. Late model, whatever you call it. That's money. They got money for that, but for $10,000, you can house it. You can pay the rent at least. There's 50,000 people homeless in Austin. Salvation Army barely helps any. In fact, they run shitty shelters with bed bugs. They call it cops. They're abusive to they traumatize people in their shelters, which are less shelter, more Nazi concentration death. Are you free? You still free yet? How boring do you think this guy's life is? You think he was having a good day until it comes to him? You think he's having a good day until it comes to him? You think this is what cops need to be doing all day? Is that what they're doing? They don't have to work. Is that what you think they should be doing all day? Or do you want them to solve these murders? There's been like 30, I forget how many bodies. I think there's a Facebook page, there's websites about, and I think there's going to be a documentary already. The serial killer is probably working on some legal medical examiner here in Austin. There's been lots of bodies dumped in the river, Town Lake, Lady Bird Lake, whatever you want to call it. Lots of bodies, right on the regular. It's still going on. It's been going on for a long time, decades. And the medical examiner says APD says it's not to worry about it. People that are getting drunk and falling in the water. They just walk to the shore and just walk into the water. It's ridiculous. Obviously, crackhead luck. Number two, the medical examiner says they're drowning, but there's no water in them. So, again, more misinformation. What we need is the police. If you're going to have police, they need to investigate real time. Okay, this is not keeping us safe. What we do does not keep America safe. It does not. It just makes America less. We need to take that to the great. Police represent the ninth edge of the law. And there's Nazis in charge making law, women training, all that. There's proud boys that are cops. There's Nazis that are cops. And we got bigger problems. And this is how you're going to get to work today. And we got really good problems. So, ACAB all day long. Fuck all this police oppression. Free the people. FTP. Don't be police. You're a patriot. If you're a loyalist, just keep doing what you're doing. We'll deport you. Alright, have a nice day, y'all. Sorry about your contact. Tell me more about it in the comments. I'd like to hear more about that. Which judge? Yeah, that sounds really interesting. I don't understand it. That's what it sounds like. Alright, talk to y'all later. Actually, I won't talk to you later. I'll see y'all online. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Support our work. Because nobody else is doing this work down here anymore. It used to be a thing. Now it's not a thing. We still got that person between us, though. Now what? Now what's it? Up in the screen. Got some contraband on the front. Well, the back hatch. I don't know. Maybe he forgot his sled meds. Or his sled meds. Olympics, whatever it's called. That's the car they put for, man. It's a shell game. They're putting the cars. That's where they put the. That's where they put the ball, the person, their target, a citizen, a person just like you and me, trying to eat, live, be free in America. And this is how it ended up in this routine terrorist stop. Stops on the phone, doing something in his trunks. And then shooting the back. Yes, it's paperwork. It's paperwork. Do not get saved. Alright, a do not detain on you. Interesting. I don't know about that. Who's the judge that did that? Did you get that done for your? Did you do that? Have that done, or did they do it? It sounds like they did it. And how does it work cross? What department does it cover? Does it cross outside of Austin, for instance, or are you even in Austin? Was it a municipal judge, a county court judge, was it civil, or I don't know. It's above my head. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't. They gotta talk to him on the phone. Oh shit. They gotta talk about him being president about it. Maybe he'll get transported to family members, or maybe he will get released after they are done effing. What do you think, man? Maybe everything that said will be wrong and will just be done with it. Or his will be free again. And everything can all have a nice rainy day off. It'll be 70 degrees, perfect weather. Humidity and rain. It's gonna freeze Saturday. It's gonna be a hard freeze. The forecasting 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Maybe he's going to jail. Maybe this person is going to jail. Human being, American. Did you know the United States has more people in prison per capita for its size than any other country in the world, including China, Iran, Mexico, you name it. Per capita, we have more. The majority of people in jail are innocent of the crimes that they committed. According to DNA evidence, and also going to DNA specifically, and also that jails are full in white communities like this one. The jails are full of minorities, people of color, people like me. And Austin's wealthy and white, and it's just a colonization, just the slave patrol. There's no other excuse for it. They say filming's a crime. They treat it like a crime. Just doing this right here is a crime. That's the kind of country we're in. judge. Yeah, just get off that probation. I don't know how long you got left, but that's just what happens. Like, I got a lot of friends that won't be on paper that I've met in Austin, and they're like, if I get on paper, if I get on paper, at the end of it, they're going to screw you over, and you go to jail anyway. You know, I think people just need to fight harder. If your lawyer's not working, fire your lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just keep doing these plea bargains, and yeah. Judge, is it a municipal judge calling the shots, or is it what kind of judge? You know, where? What, is it in Austin? Against all the cops who came here? It kind of sounds like the judge is in favor in a way. But I'm not sure. It would severely hamper their ability to grasp. Someone want to hit me up on Cash App? Check the details section of this video. Help me help you. Defend our rights. Put your money where your mouth is, y'all. Let me $20. I don't care. I've been on probation before, not in a long, long time, but yeah, I've been on probation before. I went through successfully. It was a pain in the butt. These cops with CDOs will make $100,000 a year. Get here, two of them, $5,000, whatever. A lot more than I make. That's good money. Why do you think have good roads? That's why you can have reliable electricity. That's why the grid goes down. Because these cops suck your money like a big old forklift, like a big old vacuum. Suck tax money doing whatever they think is important. This shit's not important. They should just leave people alone. Start investigating this. Hey, whatever. I hope y'all are seeing this. Where your money goes. Hope your tax paying, whatever, electoral people, whatever. Hope y'all see where your money goes. What you guys ignore when you vote. What y'all ignore when you're talking to your city council, when you're talking to your government, when you're talking to your kids. You respect the police. That's what you respect. The disrespect that the police do. The malfeasance that they do to the public. And direct harm that they do to the communities of color. This is what that looks like. Where your money goes. If you're not happy about where your money goes, do something about it, y'all. Sorry, I'm still waking up. Now, just to be clear, I don't have a problem with police going out and capturing dangerous felons that are killing and raping people, including I when they're doing that. But as you're seeing, it's police free. Once you give them a little bit of direction, low IQ sociopaths, you start coming for everything. Even white blonde women like Renee Gill. I call it ice creep, but I guess it could be called police creep. Once you start it, put it in motion, you don't supervise it. It's the Stanford Prison Experiment gone local. It's the Lord of the Flies gone local. You know, you gotta keep them under control, and this is what we got. We created a monster. We created evil men, or evil men were attracted to the power, one of the two. Either way, it's no good. The governed being ruled by sociopaths is no good. We're supposed to have freedom and equality. What we got is something really not that. We kind of missed our goals. I just wonder if the watchers there, the police who are watching this, they know they're being warned right now. I wonder how many APD officers are watching this right now. I wonder if their command or other cops have contacted them and said, hey, bad cops, we're with you, we got your back, but you're being watched by Lizzardo, the Giganticus, right now, live. That's what we got. Where's your money going? People can say nuts and heels all day long, back with heels all day long. But those aren't real Americans. Real Americans say, fuck, film me, free the people, protect people first. Don't worry about property, worry about people. The protesters say, fuck ice on a federal building, and you clean it off. The next day, what's the problem? That's not the problem. Back in the thin blue line, where blue lives matter, blue lives, that's the problem. And apparently y'all can hear me this time. Where's my buddy Tom? You see that? Where is it? See that buddy Tom all jacked up with crack and all that? I need a new lens. $20 off. But generally just support my work because it takes a lot of effort to do this. The police have been heard on stick saying that I got nothing better to do, that I'm a loser, that I'm crazy, that they said everything about me. I'm just some beaner, they said racist things. They're always saying racist things. Down on 6th when I'm not around. I hear people telling me. I got ears everywhere. So, y'all support my work in every way you can. I'm supporting you guys. Whether you realize it or not, whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not. Right now, by defending people's rights, I'm defending people that I wouldn't defend their rights. And that's just the way it goes. In order to protect your rights, sometimes you have to protect people that you wouldn't even like. That's the way freedom goes. Where justice goes. But they've also fighting this fight too. In court fighting. That's important too. It's all important. It's by all means necessary. By all means necessary. We got to do this stuff because kids are looking up to us, generations are looking up to us, and we can either let this go, let it continue, or think about what's going to happen. Kids won't be free to go outside the barbed wire, which will be surrounding tiny homes, which will be a permanent encampment. And they'll be fed rations. Think about what the kids are going to do if we let these fascists continue to run over in our life. Think about where this is going to lead in 100 years, or 50 years. Think about if we'll even be alive. So yeah, I didn't get the whole story on this with this gentleman. It wasn't up close. I didn't get any audio up close. So all we can get is what we had. And then get it. But based off the pattern of practices of the police department, the racist practices, that's what I saw. I could either confirm or deny the actual word background and if there was RAS or not. Reasonable articulable position. It's hard to say that. Reasonable articulable. Reasonable articulable position. That is a hard word. That means you gotta be able to say it. You gotta be able to describe it. Say it. You can't, well, suspicion of a crime. Well, what crime? Well, you're just suspicious. That's not good enough. Suspicious means you're black, brown, or targeted. That's what that means. That's what that code for. You're being targeted. Or either your skin color or your social class, or because you're too free, because you got too colorful clothes on, you're dancing in public, you're wearing a frog suit. That's all that means. That's code word for psychopath. You know what's suspicious? That these cops are even out here still doing this fucking racist work in 2026, and y'all aren't out here to stop it. We got to fight right now. I don't know if you know, but the Trump administration and the previous administration beforehand used law enforcement to declare war on people, and that's why we got millions of people in jail in private prisons, living Walmart products. It's because they declared war on us and turned us into slaves. It's kind of undoing a lot of social justice reforms been done by a lot of civil rights leaders and other people for 100 years. We're going backwards, y'all. We're slipping down a hill into the pit of hell. There's a fight. There's definitely a fight. The Black Panthers started coming out in Minnesota with weapons. That's interesting. Probably what's going to have to happen is guns are legal. Not just for right-wingers. Everybody can have a gun, unfortunately, especially in Texas. See, where I'm at Texas. You can have a gun in Texas. Mutual assurance protection. Map. Mutual assurance protection. Map. Good word. Get your map on. Yeah, I got a video I haven't released that came from my federal lawsuit, discovery of evidence. The city released and public information. You can get it. So the cops are in the police squad cars and people are protesting. I'm not sure why. They didn't mean evidence. And the cops are talking to the female and male cops, APD officers, talking about their asses. They got a nice ass. They should do more squats. I think that's hilarious too. Like this story up the textbook does. But like these cops, you have no idea. What I was told by people on the inside is that the cops are way more corrupt than officers. Like murder, rape, kill, whatever. Way more than you'll ever know. And so I knew that, but like to hear it from people on the inside is an interesting thing. I've heard things like that from the lawyers too. While there's a lot of lawyers that will cover for bad cops, like Richard Gentry, when I was his client, he was my lawyer on a felony charge by APD for filming. That he spent an hour in his office telling me how the cops are such a bad cop, all the cops are great, and all this bullshit. And I had to argue with him because he doesn't know fucking shit about the cops. I know more about cops than I want to know, but there's actually than the lawyers, but like I actually do want to know a lot more about the details. Let's spill the beans. Let's stop making these cops pushing the beans back into the pot. Let's let the beans spill where they will. Let the beans fall as they may. It's about time, don't you think? Hey Anonymous, is there Anonymous out there? Can we get the G file, please? Thank you. Release the files. Let's find out what's going on. I'm not talking about some of them, release all the files. Let's get the G file, y'all, and APD, and all the other law enforcement around the country. Why just do APD? I want everybody to be free. I just have to focus on Austin because I think it's a microcosm of a more macro level. Unconstitutional behavior, law enforcement in general. And APD is good. They got a lot of lawyers, they got a lot of money, one of the richest police departments in the country. They're talking about money. Cops are making a lot of cops are making $400,000. But I don't think the sheriff's department thinks that much. I don't think the neighborhood city thinks the APD. It was released a few years ago when they were dealing with the contract, how much money, and they got a raise anyway. They never got defunded, but the right, like Save Austin Now, political action committee that's racist and Nazis, they said that the police got defunded. It was a lie. The police did not get defunded. And then because of that, the Fed and the state gave more money. So they got raised, and then the state made a law that you can't defund the police. So after giving them more money, they did, I forget, 50 million. How much did APD get a year? It's hard to tell. There's so many different layers of funding. So, yeah. All that George Floyd stuff didn't get us anywhere. We're still back here. It's time to take the streets. It's time to shut shit down. It's time to tear down the wall. Nazi Germany did it. The East and West Germany. They got rid of the wall. Let's get rid of the wall. Not the wall on the border. The wall between us and our freedom. All of it. Not just part of it, all of it. I think Pink Floyd did a whole album about that. It's called like what? It's called The Wall? It's well, cops just put seatbelts on. They don't put seatbelts on. These cops are laws. I wish I could get a job on that before I tried to get lawyers come in and if I had a judge that police didn't contact me, I mean, that's the Constitution right there. They shouldn't be able to contact me. stop this significantly accelerated financial culture stuff. And I dropped an answer on it. You don't know. I'm like, alright, never mind the answer. You should be able to film without being ugly like that. That's a basic constitutional right. The Supreme Court has upheld that. All the federal courts around the country uphold that. And so that's the law. And working within the law shouldn't face carry stops, questioning, harassment. And I do. I face it all. It tells you that the cops are unlawful, that the cops are criminal, that they're childish and they don't know how to behave as professionals. They don't have any respect for their honor, for their profession, for the policy, for the people, for the law, for the oath that they swore to all of us. So that's their problem, not mine. I'm not the one at fault here. They are. So fuck APD for all the bullshit. Kidnapping this man today. Only in America can you be disappeared for nothing. Bye. Alright, y'all. Rise up. Do something. We're depending on you. And so are the children. Another man disappeared. I hope he gets help soon. Not too traumatized from that. He feels free again. I hope one day he becomes free. Right now, with you and I, we're not really free. We just went our rights